Special guests Jay Glazer, Kurt Menefee, and Jimmy Johnson. Should be a fun morning. Nick, you already look excited in that picture, like you're about to say something. Time now for us to go viral. Lamar Jackson has put on a show with his speed this season before he collects an MVP trophy. The honors are starting to roll in. Take a listen to this.
96 speed overall. Congratulations to you, Lamar. The cleat looks good, courtesy of Nike. Look, man, it's an honor and privilege to be in this position, to be able to hand something off to the next generation, man. That means a lot. I know to myself, it means a lot to him. This will forever be legendary. This quote right here, whoever said it to Lamar, now they're eating those words. Not bad for a running back. And you see the transition from the red to the purple. You know what I mean? Lamar's the modern day, new era quarterback, and well-deserving of it. Changing of the guard, it's all good, man. You know, all records are made to be broken. The next generation are supposed to be better than us, and got to give credit where credit is due. I say it's your turn now.
So if people don't totally understand what's going on, Mike Vick, the fastest rated quarterback in Madden history with a 95 speed. Lamar just broke the record with a 96 speed. 04 Vick in Madden. The most unstoppable video game player ever, more so than Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl or any of those other ones. Once upon a time, I might have been a top 100 ranked Madden player in the world, but
I don't understand. I thought
Really?
players.
Yes.
Top. You know, I've never played
Once upon a time.
What am I missing?
Never played.
Unnecessary.
That's
I thought it's
impressive,
the players
though.
get
You were
this.
top 100?
Yeah.
Wow.
At least in my own mind.
Oh.
I feel like I
impressed
was.
with
I'm
you.
not certain what the official world ranking said, but I feel like I should have been. Now I got 3 kids, I got a wife, I got a couple jobs, I don't get to play as much anymore. But if Lamar is at 96 overall speed, I still buy it every year. I want to try out a game with him.
You ever played in television?
In television?
It used to be great.
Nah, man.
Go get it to a vintage
television,
store.
You're aging yourself, bro. People don't know this. Chris Broussard just looks amazing. He old, y'all. Like, check.
I'm 40-ish.
40-ish. 40-ish. He lying. He lying.
He's old.
He
Time for
ish,
stories
that's a
to start
big
your
ish.
morning.
It's a big ish.
Brought to you by the Unexpected
Just
Energy
looks
of
great.
ExxonMobil. Stephen F. Austin stunned #1 ranked Duke last night with an overtime steal. Coast-to-coast buzzer-beating layup. Duke's first non-conference home loss since the year 2000. Nick, how big of a win was this?
Oh, it's obviously an enormous win. It's the biggest point spread upset in 15 years in college basketball. But speaking of age, you're going to see this in college basketball now because you've got a senior-laden team in Stephen F. Austin, similar to what Evansville beats Kentucky. Why? Those guys have been playing together for 1,000 days, and they're playing a team that's been playing together for 30 days. And so that's how upsets like this can happen in the one-and-done era where the top programs have such turnover. And these mid-majors, and Stephen F. Austin's been a very competitive team for a number of years now, they have a core group of guys who get to grow and learn together.
Great point, Nick. I totally agree. Look, Stephen F. Austin, 3 senior starters, 2 junior starters. Duke started 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore. But look, just like John Calipari when Kentucky got beat by Evansville a few weeks ago, Krzyzewski can use this. Inside, he should be smiling. Because now, all throughout the year, when you blue chippers, one-and-doners get cocky, and you won 10 straight, now you think you're world beaters, he can always point to Stephen F. Austin. Yeah. That's going to help.
Listen, you mentioned Coach K. Can't get to the Final Four with Zion. Can't beat Stephen F. Austin. Or maybe he's lost his touch. Who knows? That's what some people are saying.
Little subtle,
I'm just kidding. I got nothing against Coach K. I'm just kidding.
Clippers took down the Mavs last night. The Claw and PG-13 combining for 54 points. They've won 6 in a row and are now 4-0 when their 2 stars are on the court together. Nick, are the Clippers the biggest threat to the Lakers to win the title this year?
Nah. Unless they acquire a legitimate rim defender, rim protector, I need to know, as great as their perimeter defense is going to be, and as great as Kawhi is when he chooses to play, and as great as Paul George is at all times, how are they going to slow down LeBron or Anthony Davis? No perimeter defender ever has given LeBron James trouble. That's not what gives him trouble. Roy Hibbert types, as you mentioned earlier, Broussard, that's what's given him a little bit of trouble. And Anthony Davis is a big man. So Montrezl Harrell, I love him. And I watched him in Houston and watched him come up into the league. But He's 6 inches shorter than or 4 inches shorter than Anthony Davis. So I don't think the Clippers match up well with the Lakers, despite the fact they beat them in Game 1 of the year.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. It's the Clippers and nobody else. If you pick the Lakers, don't be afraid of Houston, Denver, Utah, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, Toronto, nobody. It is the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, that dude doesn't lose. On the wing, they got Leonard. Right, Nick. They're not going to stop LeBron James. But when you throw a steady diet of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Mo Harkless, and occasionally the little pit bull, Pat Beverly, that can slow him down. And AD might go off, but do we know if AD can carry a team in the playoffs as the lead guy?
No, I don't think so. But okay, LeBron can be the lead guy.
Yeah, all right, I'm with you. I picked the Lakers. I'm just saying the Clippers frighten me, man.
Don't be scared, bro.
On to the NFL now. When the Rams gave Jared Goff a 4-year, $134 million extension this offseason with a record $110 million guaranteed, it left some scratching their heads, including my partner over here. Well, with the Rams now at 6-5 and on the verge of missing the playoffs, my partner is starting to look pretty smart, Nick. Even Goff himself knows there has been plenty of factors that have led to his struggles.
There's a multitude of reasons. I think games have been dictated certain ways, and then there's been throws that I've missed, and there's been guys, you know, that we've done some, you know, bad things. It's a million things. I think I don't really try not to look at the numbers because I know that's misleading, and there's games where, you know, I look back on this year where I didn't feel very good after, and my numbers were good. And there's games that I look back that my numbers were not good, and I felt good about how I played, and so I try not to let that dictate how I feel. But you know, I don't know if I can nail down one thing for you. I think there's just a bunch of things.
You nailed on quite a couple right there. But Nick, how much has Goff's big contract set back the Rams?
Here's the devastating part for the Los Angeles Rams, the defending NFC champions. This contract hasn't set them back at all yet. This contract doesn't really kick in as far as on the cap until next year. And this team's not very good this year. It's not all Jared Goff's fault. I think we talk about Goff, we talk about Gurley, we talk about McVay. Les Snead, the GM, good-looking young GM taking Los Angeles by storm, he's the one who decided in the midst of a 3-game losing streak to trade for Jalen Ramsey. To continue to push even further all in on this season. He's the one that decided with 2 years left on Jared Goff's contracts, got to pay him right now. Got to get ahead of the Dak Prescott money. We already are behind the Carson Wentz money. You didn't have to do that. They paid Gurley early when they didn't have to, but in fairness, I supported that. I don't think anyone knew he was going to have an arthritic knee. They decided, instead of following what the Patriots did, which is trade for Brandon Cooks, get a year out of him cheap, and then trade him away, they traded for him and then gave him a rich new contract. You had to pay Aaron Donald. There's no problem with that. But the Goff contract is going to be the anchor that draws them to mediocrity with no picks to get away from it. The single biggest cap hit in football next year, Chris, for the 32nd rated quarterback in football next year. It's devastating, and it's not even hitting them yet. It won't hit them until 2020.
Yeah, look, I can't disagree with the things you said. Between Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Brandon Cooks, Ty Gurley, and Goff, that'll take up $109 million on the cap. All right, so
55% of the cap.
Right. I mean, it doesn't look bright going forward. However, I am not all off of Jared Goff. I know he's been bad this year, but there are reasons. One, the offensive line has not been what it was in the past, okay? Two, Todd Gurley's demise. I mean, I always thought Gurley was the engine that made that team go. Obviously, he was a great running back. He was great in the passing game, but he set up the play action. And that's what McVay's offense thrived on with Jared Goff. Now, I'm looking at Sean McVay, because this is your team, all right? And I don't think Goff, while he's not worth the money he got, I do think he's a quarterback you can win with. Sean McVay was undressed by Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. Now, everybody's taking a page from that book, and his offense isn't that innovative and successful anymore. It's up to McVay, just like when he went in there for Jeff Fisher, and he created something that made Goff special. He's got to do it again. So now I want to see, is McVay really the golden boy? And if he is, I think this team, You get the offensive line together, I think they can still be a team that makes the playoffs in the future. Here and there. They may not win a Super Bowl, but I don't think they fall completely off the map and are horrible.
Here's what kills them. You look at that division next year, okay? You have Seattle, who's never bad. You have San Francisco, who is built to last if they just get average quarterback play. And Arizona, if you believe in Kyler Murray, they are only going to get better. They have the very real possibility of having the highest paid quarterback in football, who is the worst quarterback in his own division. And you mentioned McVay. Goff's first 27 games with McVay, they're 21-6. He has 55 touchdowns and 13 picks. Since then, they're 11-8. He has 18 touchdowns and 28 interceptions. And it is, I don't begrudge anyone for making money, ever. Everyone make as much money as they possibly can. But in a hard-capped sport, the money matters an enormous amount. It's not baseball, where it's just how much your owner wants to pay. And show the Rams offense. And just ask yourself, are they getting value?